Hello and welcome to Homer for Friday, November 21st, 2025. Today we're going to be reading between lines 221 and 238 in Book 13 of the Iliad. This is going to be a wonderful call and response between Idomeneus, the second eldest of the Achaeans, and Poseidon himself in the embodiment of Telos, a wonderful dialogue. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and let's get right into it with the English. And to him Idomeneus, leader of the Cretans, made answer, Thoas, there is no man now at fault, so far as I can see, for we are all skilled in war. Neither is any man possessed by spiritless terror, nor does any through dread yield and withdraw from evil war. But so, I suppose, must be the pleasure of the son of Cronos, supreme in might, that the Achaeans should perish here, far from Argos, and have no name. But Thoas, since you were ever firm in the fight, and also urge on whenever you see someone shrinking from fight, so now cease not, but call to every man. And Poseidon, the shaker of earth, answered him, Idomeneus, never may that man any more return home from the land of Troy, but here may he become the sport of dogs, whoever in this day's course of his own will shrinks from fight. Up then, take your weapons and come here, and this we must work together, in the hope that we may be of some help, though we are but two. Success comes when even very poor warriors are together, but we too know well how to do battle even with the brave. Amazing. Let's do it in the Greek.
Gignosco pantes carapistamethap tolemisten. Uotetina deosisque acerion uotetisocnoi. Econ anduetai polemon cacona laputo. Melle de piloneina hupermenei cronioni. No lumnos apoleste apargeos antaracaius. La toan caigar toparos menedeios esta. O tuanesta caialon hotim pienta idei. Tuo nuan me tapoleg calau et fuoti hecastoi. Onde me betepe taposeda on nasichnon. Idomeneu me kenos aneratinos teseien. Ec troies a lauthikunon melepethrogenoito. Hostis ape matito de hacon neties imacestai. Lagatau cadero rolebon nithitau te damacre. Spauden ai copeloste genom ethecai dueonte. Sum hete darete pele andron kai malalugron. Noi de kai agatoisina pistai mestamacestai.
Amazing. I got a little tripped up in some of those lines there. So the reason why this is such a great passage, and the reason why I think people love this dialogue between Idomeneus and Poseidon so much, is there's uncertainty for us as readers, us as feelers of the poetry, whether or not a hero like Idomeneus understands what's exactly going on here. Does he know? Does Idomeneus know that he's talking to Poseidon? He's not talking to Thoas. I actually think that he probably does. But more importantly, there's situations in the vocabulary here that I think are striking as far as how they refer to the soldiers versus the gods versus the better soldiers, the Aristoi, of which Idomeneus is one of them. Success comes when even very poor warriors are together. Sum perte darete peleandron kai malalugron. Malalugron. So very bad. Even when very poor warriors are together, noi de kai agatoisi na pistai mesta makestai. Right? So it is still possible, to know how to do battle, right? With those who are good. The agatoisi. Agathos esti aner hokalos esti, right? So good is the man who is beautiful, right? So all these Ari's story, right? All these heroes, they're the beautiful ones, right? They're the good ones. They're the achievers. They're the good in battle. We talked about the killing of the slaughter of these lowly heroes yesterday, the anonymous of the slaughters in the Androtasia. These are supposedly the good ones, right? And Poseidon is counseling him as if he is one of the Lugroi, right? So, you can still do this even if you're Lugros, which is sort of a jab at him, saying like you're Lugros by like not wanting to go into battle, right? But it's also a sequence that I think has to do deeply with the order and with the hierarchy within these classes of people, which is that Poseidon is aware, I think, on a fundamental level that he is better than Idomeneus, and Idomeneus is aware of the fact that how about you? You know what I mean? He says like, how about you go and rouse people, to battle, right? What's that phrase here? Right? So you're always ready to fight, Thoas, right? Right? So go get somebody else, right? Go get somebody else instead of me. For me, I feel like Cronus, the son of Cronus, is going to run us into the ground. But Poseidon says that might not be the case. That might not be the case, and in fact, it is your fault for letting go of war, right? What is this? Whoever in this day's course of his own will shrinks from fight. Right? So we have Makestai in the first half of Poseidon's speech and Makestai at the end of the second half of Poseidon's speech. I think that this is very clearly, an echo that, is sort of defining the two halves of this. But what is it about, the betterness? What is it about the ability to get better that one hears here? Well, I think most striking then is this phrase that, two men, right? Right? Though we are but two, right? We may be of some help. May we become some help, right? May we happen to be of some help, even if we are just two, right? Kai dueonte, right? So even indeed, this kai, that's what this kai is doing here, right? It's this, one is bad, two is even better. A whole multitude makes it, fantastic. These numbers are very important for the Greeks because we're having a conversation with two people made up of two passages with two sections each, with two armies fighting from, two different countries so that two brothers can get back their one beloved wife, right, that was taken by Paris. You reduce down over and over again until you find these real issues. These real issues, these real differences are differences like the fact that Poseidon is a god. That's a binary difference than the fact that Idomeneus is human. Because within the humanness category, there are two people. There are the Lugroi and the Agathoi. And we are defining a difference between those two right now in this passage. And being able to understand who is Mala Lugroi, Andron, right? Who are the really, really bad ones, even very poor warriors, right? It's figuring out which of those actually has the arate of the agathoi, right? That I think this, all these battle sequences are really getting at. So as the instructive vision of Homer, the philosopher and battletician, so to speak. Anyway, there's a lot more to say on this, but we will stop it there as it's getting very gloomy outside. But thank you so much for listening to today's Homer video. My question for you today is, Idomeneus is receiving this message from Poseidon. He's receiving it from an ulterior source. But at the same time, he sort of believes in it himself. And the question is, tell me an instance in your life, is there a moment where you thought something yourself and then somebody came and echoed that, or something, or some text, some inspiration happened to you in the world around you, and that galvanized you to go back into the battle and call up your friends and rouse the might of your togetherness as two or more? Let's think about that. Thank you so much for listening to the Homer YouTube channel today, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to sharing more lines with you tomorrow. Take care, and have a great one. Bye.